playoff drivers who are trying to get as many points as possible.
And I hope Jesse Love and Stockman prove me wrong. I had them, being eliminated in this round. I just didn't see the speed from the 2-car in practice. That's not to say they don't make the right adjustments and get the race put together that they need today. There's going to be a lot of action happen. I think chaos is the word we've used to describe it. You also have to be a little bit lucky when that chaos breaks out.
Pacing the field today, the Toyota GR Supra. Look at the front row behind them. Connor Zilisch wins the pole. He gets lane choice to begin the race. 88 says, give me the outside lane. Something will follow throughout the afternoon. What do you do at the start of the race and then as we have restarts throughout the day?
Yeah, and it's really sort of a hard decision because the inside can get a little better launch, but the outside, if you pinch the inside on that inside curb, can have the upper hand as you go into turn one, but you leave yourself vulnerable to what we've seen where people overdrive turn one and drive into your door.
Some tracks, it's a massive advantage to have the option to be on the inside or the outside. Here, it's really 50-50.
Yeah, because of where the restart zone is in that chicane, it's really tough to decide which is the best one.
Connor Zilisch will be in control as they get to that restart zone for the start of the race. And it's so anticipated. You guys talked about it when we were showing the track map, how out of control things got. Lap 1 yesterday at the beginning of the Craftsman Truck Series event. Now there are 12 thinking about a championship. At the end of the day, there will be 8. Who survives? Who gets eliminated? We are green in the Charlotte Roval.
Teammates playing nice at the beginning, and I think that's a smart decision on Allgaier's part. It looks like he's going to let Connor slide in right here. Oh, fighting back a little bit on the outside. Never mind.
88 got that preferred groove through 3 and 4. A little slide there, but Allgaier not giving it to him as they head over to turn 5.
Connor was definitely hoping to clear him. He does now into turn 5 there. You could have shoved the outside car out of the groove a little bit as you go up there out of 4. That's what he did. And Justin way wide here, just overcooked it.
Alfredo that he had contact with had also been fighting his race car. As we go to a battle for position, 14th is Austin Hill in the 21. 16 behind him, Christian Eckes. And look at the smoke for Corey Day, who continues to fade into 17.
He's just trying to hang on, assess the damage here. I would presume that they're probably saying if the tire doesn't go down, he can stay on the racetrack and just get to the end of the stage, do the best he can.
The thing for Corey Day today, though, is that it's about getting track time. And if that tire blows out, you see a lot of smoke out up there. If that tire blows out and he backs it into the wall and his day's over, he's not going to learn anything today. And I just think you got to figure out, what the issue is and if you need to pit. Kim, do you have more on Corey?
Right now, they have no indication that they're going to bring Corey down to pit road. In fact, the only thing they have told him is, you're all right, find a rhythm. So it seems like they feel like that issue is going to work itself out in terms of the tire rub, but we'll keep listening to the radio, see if they change their mind.
Here's the other frustrating, though.
I'm just fingers crossed.
The other frustrating part about this, you have such a great qualifying effort. And then, boom, you lose all that track position, and now your day is off the rails. Leading this race, Connor Zilisch, Allgaier, Connor's Sammy Smith up there inside the top 5 as well.
Saw you were scoping out my tires the other day.
I need some new ones. I was going to ask you what those were.
Good eye. Those are Atturo tires. They really grip on the street and the trail. Cute dog, by the way.
Stylish all-season tires from a company with an off-road racing heritage.
NASCAR Cup Series playoffs work. Outlast the pack, finish first among the championship 4, and you're doing donuts in victory lane. Now you're up to speed. You in?
Liberty Mutual Custom Experience. Download the free Roto-Rooter app, tap Speed Stakes in the menu, and enter to win VIP passes to any 2026 race, plus airfare, hotel stay, and $1,200 spending money. Get the Roto-Rooter app today.
CW Sports back live at this elimination race for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Charlotte Roval the scene. Problems early for the 17 of Corey Day. Slapped the wall. Continues to be under attack. 18 of William Sawalich goes by. Matt DiBenedetto waiting in the wings.
Yeah, take a look at this right here. If you look at that left rear tire, Parker, if you'll circle that for me.
Yeah, sure.
The left rear tire sticking out from the bodywork quite a bit. Good job.
There you go.
Just a little bit from the bodywork right there. And then if you look on the other side, you see how the body damage, but the bigger concern is that housing is shoved over to the left. It's either been a track bar mount, or the track bar itself is bent, and that's why we see him dropping so much. I don't know that they're going to be able to make much of a repair to that or help that very much for him when they do a stop.
The biggest concern is if that thing is actually moving, because if it's moving, that track bar mount fails, your day is done.
Right.
Playoff drivers for 12, 48, Nick Sanchez, 00, Sheldon Creed. One came in above the cut line. That's the 00. One below. That's Sanchez in the 48. And you see the impact of what's happened so far. Jesse Love helping himself. Carson Quapple, Sammy Smith has as well. But look at Sanchez. Came in 5 below. He's now minus 13 as they run on track in stage 1.
Yeah, so we're going the wrong way here as we get further into this run. But just ahead of him is that 21 car of Austin Hill, who's up 5 spots since the start of the race. Came into this race 7 points below the cut line. Needs a big day, and he's showing some good speed here early on. Now catching Eric Almirola right there.
Let's get an update. Austin Hill. Here's Dylan Welch.
Yeah, and this is a team that I think we're going to have to keep an eye on here over these next few laps, because I spoke with Chad Haney, who crew chiefs his car, and he said it's critical that we get stage points in this first stage, and if we don't, watch for us to maybe try to flip that stage just to set us up better for stage 2 and the rest of the race. So this battle here, as he tries to close in on Eric Almirola, would be for 10th, which is when he would start to get stage points. I think they would like more than 1 point, though, so if they get down to the end of this stage and they haven't moved further forward, maybe the 21 tries to do something a little different here just to kind of protect themselves for the end of the race and to try to gain as many points as they can.
I will say this, though, Dylan, if he can get up inside the top 10, and he's making the move on Almirola now, so he would be in a position to get, as Dylan said, 1 point, you're going to inherit some other positions, because undoubtedly some of these guys out in front of him, especially the non-playoff guys, are going to flip the stage, right?
Think about Indy right here. Look at this right here. Watching the 19. I saw the 19 get high and then get right on his bumper going into the backstretch, and it just got me to thinking, is there maybe a little retaliation going to happen right here?
Message, just make his life a little harder.
I'm here.
I think, to your point, Adam, that's absolutely going to happen. If you look at the 88 Konzilic, most likely going to flip the stages. You know, Justin Allgaier could potentially go and try and get a playoff point by winning the stage when you look ahead, but that's definitely a decision that all these teams and drivers have to make. But historically, if you're in 10th, you'll inherit a couple positions of drivers and teams that decide to flip it.
But I think Mozak, Green, those are drivers that really, you know, they don't need stage points. And here's what you were talking about, Jamie. It got a little tight through the chicane.
And even if you could we back that up a little bit more, like in the middle of 1 and 2 on the oval, Eric was right on his bumper. I don't think he was going to do anything. This is what happened in Indy that we're referring to. You see Austin gets loose, and then he turns right, hooks the 19 into the wall. It was a huge impact for Eric. Obviously, Austin got suspended the following week, was not at the race.
But this is why Austin Hill finds himself below the playoff cut line. Not only suspended for a race, has to use the waiver, but with that, under NASCAR's rules, you lose all of the playoff points that you've accumulated. He had won stages. He had won 3 races. He begins the playoffs below the cut line. It's been an uphill climb ever since for him, and so that's why he's in this position. No margin for error and trying to come from behind to advance on to the round of 8. Talking about Austin Hill. 00 Sheldon Creed has also gotten by Almirola. He now rides in the 11th position. Came into the day plus 12 on that cut line. Now the other end of the playoff spectrum. Been a tough afternoon for Harrison Burton, a playoff driver that has had a great year, but unfortunately the playoffs haven't been great to him post-Bristol. What are they dealing with today, Kim?
Yeah, they needed a good day. Right now, not having it. Harrison Burton currently in the 25th position after starting 26th. And crew chief Danny Afflin was very honest to me, saying road courses have not been their strength this year. Despite that, when I talked to Harrison before the race, he said, look, I felt good in race trim. My pressures in my tires just weren't where they needed to be for quals. We're going to have to make some movement. They told him to be aggressive the drive of the green, but right now, it's very, very hard to be aggressive when you have a car that has no grip. That's the report he's giving his team.
When I looked at Harrison coming into this weekend, my thoughts were I don't see that car having the speed to be able to go out and get stage points each time and get this terrific finish. but I think he's been around long enough, and he knows the car that he has, and he'll capitalize if these other guys have mistakes, or if chaos breaks out, maybe he can miss that. And to me, that's his way of advancing into this next round.
7 of the top 10 drivers alive for the championship, stepping up when you need to. You see it each and every year. And here are the faces. 4 are going to be eliminated at the end of the afternoon. All those drivers chasing a position in the round of 8. We're live at the Charlotte Roval.
Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl is back. So first round, get a favorite. Your go-to. Second round, be braver, bolder. Have what she's having, what he's having. Get that third round of breadsticks. Go for a hot take on our new spicy 3-meat sauce. You know, throw some spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks. And try it.
News for all Americans. To find News Nation on your screen, go to newsnationnow.com. With Parker Kligerman, Jamie McMurray, I'm Adam Alexander, hanging out downstairs. Carla Metz, Dylan Welch, Kim Kuhn. Over halfway home, opening stage, NASCAR Xfinity Series on the Charlotte Roval. Connor Zilic started on pole, has led every lap. And you know, in every one of his road course starts, he's led double-digit laps. Zilic is good. Unfortunately, problems for the 25 of Harrison Burton, Kim.
Yeah, bigger problems than just the lack of grip we talked about earlier. Remember in practice, though, he was having fuel pressure issues. Will the team change both the fuel pump and regulator after practice before they qualified the car? But now the issue seems to be back. Take a listen to the radio.
Fuel pressure goes out, and I slip on my downshift. I'm having to heel toe, basically, and it's dead on the straightaway. The worst one yet. It's getting worse, man. I think it's going to be terminal until we don't get something fixed.
So you heard him say, I think this is going to be terminal for us. The team told him we don't have a choice right now. We need to try to finish this stage if we can. So, Parker, if you're the driver at this point, are you freaking out?
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at your season basically coming to an end, your playoff run here. Such an amazing job this team has done to be in the playoffs. But if you're having these sorts of issues, that's just a mechanical issue that's almost out of your control in a lot of ways. As the 25 is actually really slow right now as he was going off from the final chicane. So maybe those issues getting worse. I thought it was interesting. He was talking about heel and toeing to help that sort of issue out. I'm imagining or assuming that using the clutch and blipping the throttle as he's trying to get into gear. Oh, here you go. He's really slow right now.
Yeah, the heel toe thing doesn't really make any sense to me. If they replace the fuel pump, the regulator, it's obviously something different than that that's not allowing that car to have fuel pressure and allowing the engine to run. It looks like it's just completely shut off at this point.
And he's a long ways away. This could, very well, if he slows to a stop, produce a caution, and that would have a big impact on strategy as we're down now to 6 laps to go, stage 1. Look right at your screen. Really, really good tussle for 6th. Love and Quapple going at it. And when you think about where they are in relation to that cut line, every position is a point, and you want to go get all you can.
He was actually going to try and pull it off here, Harrison Burton. The cutout there in turn 4.
Yeah.
But he didn't fully make it.
I'd want the caution to come out.
Yeah,
I want to come get me, throw a caution.
Stop on track.
Yeah, let me get back to the pits and see if we can figure out.
It's a very gentlemanly thing to do, but
what we need to do. But he's obviously not in a position. Oh, looks like he's trying to bump the starter.
When he's so close to the racetrack, he can't get any help there.
Yeah, I think this will produce a caution most likely.
It seems when we come to this racetrack, there's always something. You just never know what it's going to be. And now we get this caution, and we'll see what that does, as I said, to impact the strategy and how everybody will handle this with what will be 5 laps to go in stage number 1. Tough break for Harrison Burton. Connor Zilic has led every lap, top 5, 88, followed by Allgaier, Mozak, Sammy Smith, Sam Mayer.
When my doctor...
Auto and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express Card. First caution of the day, NASCAR Xfinity Series racing here at the Charlotte Roval. Undoubtedly, if we'd stayed green, some drivers would have run it long. Others would have made pit stops. But how do you handle this with the caution coming out? Pit stops, 4 to go in the stage. This is going to be really interesting to see what the strategy call is here. Zilich leading Allgaier, Mozak, Smith, and Mayer. And it looks like everybody, at least all those up front, going to hit progressive pit road. Kim?
Including Jesse Love, top of your screen. He said, little snug in turns 1 and 7, but I don't think I'm losing roll speed. They're going to make a slight air pressure adjustment on those Goodyear tires. Also take snowmobile below him. Connor Zilich, good for Connor, back to the field. He said the car feels pretty good. No adjustments. They reminded him to be gentle on the curbs, Dylan.
Justin Allgaier just said that the left rear was his biggest issue. Looks like just an air pressure adjustment, 4 tires and fuel. Sammy Smith said he was a little bit tight in some areas, a little bit loose in others. They're attributing some of that to the cup rubber that was laid down on the racetrack. Don't think they're going to make any too big of a change on the 8 car.
How about this race off pit road? It's Allgaier first off progressive pit road. Zilich loses 1. Smith up a spot, plus 2 for Jesse Love. Sam Mayer stays in the top 5. Almirola goes plus 4. And Austin Hill, who is in desperate need of stage points, goes plus 2 there. And it's Nick Sanchez who stays on track. He was 16th in all 5 drivers stay on track. Here's 48 team radio.
There's only going to be about 2 laps, Nick. Okay, we got to do what we got to do here. I will try my very best. You got some cars behind you here. Hopefully. You got to try, buddy.
I think what Nick's got to hope for right here is that they get stacked up a little bit and he can get away. We saw it yesterday in the truck race. The Sanchez's car didn't look as good as what we saw yesterday with Heim.
And I was surprised maybe even Taylor Gray in the 54 didn't employ this strategy.
Right.
Just take that risk because they were way outside the points. Even if you net 1 point at the end of this, it was a gain.
What's going on with the 88 of Zilich, Kim?
Yeah, sounds like they thought they might have a loose wheel. Crew Chief Marty Lindley got on the radio and said, loose wheel, we're going to have to bring you back down. They are reviewing the video right now just to make sure they do, in fact, need to come bring him back down to tighten up those lug nuts. So the crew is at the ready if they need to bring Connor down pit road.
Well, you could see the guy fighting to get it tight, and I would just tell you that if he has to go to the back, it's going to be fun for all of us to watch him drive up through here. And I think the unknown, you almost have to pick.
Yeah, and it's really hard for him to assess this under caution. You can't quite feel that. Maybe if it's very loose, you'll feel a little bit of a vibration, but you'll notice if it is loose right when you go under green, the first braking zone, you'll know.
I feel like the changer's saying, I think it's tight. It looked to me like he was trying to sell it. We'll see.
Kaz Grala had an uncontrolled tire, and so the 24 will have to come from the back on this restart. And we'll go green with 3 laps to go in the stage. Sanchez, DiBenedetto on the front row. Row 2 is going to be Jeb Burton, Parker Retzloff. And then row 3 is where we'll see the drivers that came down and were able to get tires there.
Have to have a little bit of patience right here with Allgaier and Zilich. You see they're going to start on the 3rd row, but cars in front of them on old tires, and it's really hard to get going on these restarts for those guys. So they'll have to be patient until we can get strung out just a little bit.
And the way this restart zone is in that chicane, it's really hard to get the power down when you have new tires, let alone the old tires that they're on. You're going to see a lot of spinning tires there for those front cars. Let's take a listen to the 88 radio.
Video all look okay? I don't feel anything. All right, so we're going to stay here. Just hands up.
The only thing that they have on their side right here is that we're going to get a caution in 2 laps. So if he runs 1 lap and he's like, guys, it's shaking, he can pit, come in. They're really not going to lose anything from where they were.
How about Allgaier takes the inside lane? Car buying is easier, better, and happier. And this is going to be wild. 3 laps to decide stage 1. Sanchez came in 5 below the cut line, trying to hold him off. Green once again at Charlotte.
Good little launch right there by the 48. That's what he needed. Allgaier's already, though, on the inside.
Outside lane, making it happen. We'll see if Allgaier gets trapped in behind the 99 of DiBenedetto. He does. Zilich already up to 3rd. Jeb Burton in 2nd behind Sanchez.
And it looked like Justin was going to be in the right position. 99 of Matt DiBenedetto just could not get going. You see Justin had to spin 2 or 3 corners behind him and lost a couple of positions because of it.
Saw the elbows flying there, courtesy of the Hellman's onboard camera.
That's really tight. 3 wide there through turn 5. Incredibly tough. You saw Mozak in the grass a little bit. You're going to want to sort that out before you get down here into turn 7. 4 wide.
I'm not sure it was cut out for this. Sammy Smith, playoff driver. He might have gotten 3 positions there in the 8. Carson Quapple coming through as well.
Really good turn. Let's go.
Wow, Mayer
I need the 7.
sliding down right in front of the 21. I think Austin Hill maybe cut him a little bit of a break right there. Big discrepancy in speed of some of these cars.
Look at Zilich. Restarted row 3, outside lane, that power move at the start, and out of the backstretch chicane, 88 in charge again. It'll be 2 laps to go in the stage.
How about Jesse Love? What about the points he's going to be able to get out of this stage, knowing he needs them? It looks like Mayer might have a little bit of an issue right here.
Might have been trying to get to pit lane there.
Oh, he missed the chicane on the backstretch. He'll have to do a stop and go here on the front stretch.
Well, that's a big, big debt to pay. Came in 43 above the cut line, but was in position to get some stage points. How about the guys running 2nd and 3rd? Came in on either side of the cut line, Jesse Love and Sanchez. And Sanchez just trying to hang on and get those points.
But what a massive game this will be if he's even able to hang out for Sanchez. If he loses 2 or 3 more positions, it's been a massive game from being in 16th before.
Oh, you see Mayer drop that right side off. Then watch how tight it gets here right on exit for him. He has to check up. Tries to slide down in front of the 21 right here. Ooh, a little contact.
I didn't think 2 side-by-side worked well. I didn't think 3 worked. Now I know 4 doesn't.
I like Sammy Smith's position on that, on the inside. A little bit safer for those guys on the outside.
Great move.
Here's the Sam Mayer deal.
Oh, he just got pushed off 3 wide.
I don't think he stopped.
No, he didn't.
And then he didn't stop on the front stretch.
Yeah.
So you get 1 more lap. If he doesn't do it next time around, and there it is right there. If he hadn't paid his debt there, he would have had to do a pass-through penalty or started at the rear when we begin the 2nd stage once the caution comes out. So he's now paid his debt. He can move on. Big missed opportunity, though. And I'll tell you what, when he came out of that area, he was about greeted in the bumper by the 87 of Austin Green.
Be curious to see how NASCAR views that, like coming back on, sliding down in front. You got to come on as safe as possible right there. You got to give room to those guys that are actually on the track.
Sammy Smith came in -14. He's up to 4th. He and Quapple both get by Sanchez. Austin Hill trying to make something happen too.
Yeah, and I think these guys on the old tires have hung on better than we expected them to with the amount of laps that we're on. I know Sanchez is falling down to 6th now.
I think it's a good lesson for later in this race for all these drivers that need points. They're seeing this. All the crew chiefs are all a bit of contact there.
Williams shaking his fist out the window.
Hey, we talk about turn 7 and what a danger zone it is. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina offers great care at every turn, and they are racing now for that 2nd position. Allgaier and Love, and look at that. Almirola goes wide. Here comes Sheldon Creed. He's thinking stage points.
Oh, yeah, these guys are all over each other. And the 19 of Eric Almirola totally missed turn 7, but fortunately there was no one on the outside, and he was able to slide up.
And Nick Sanchez got really lucky. He got very close to clipping Nick Sanchez's rear bumper down at turn 7.
We have had quite an eventful ending to the stage after that caution came out. Starting to see some dents and dings on these race cars, but the 88 is all clear. Connor Zilich going to lead 18 of the first 20 laps, and the only reason he didn't lead them all in stage 1 is because of the pit cycle. Love hangs on for 2nd over Justin Allgaier. Smith gets points, so does Quapple. 4 of the top 5 from Junior Motorsports. Connor Zilich gets his 11th stage win of 2025, and it's the 5th time he's won a stage in the last 5 races. You're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series live from the Charlotte Roval. We're on the CW.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They got the points they were after, but the price they're going to pay is on the backside of this here when they're going to be buried in traffic. Their car has not been very good either. Nick said that it was not turning at all. He said, I don't even know what to do. So they're going to make a pretty big air pressure adjustment here. I think at all 4 ends of the race car, and a chassis adjustment you see there as the wrench goes in the back window, 4 tires and fuel, and hopefully some handling adjustments for Sanchez to help him drive through the field.
Never know how the game is going to play out. Got to take advantage of opportunities. Sanchez did a good job of making that 48 wide as we wrapped up the opening stage. Charlotte Motor Speedway, 25 25 minutes north of downtown Charlotte. Beautiful evening in the Queen City.
Back to the game I love. It's great to be able to keep up with the guys again. It's why I wanted more for my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active now.
Powerball winning numbers. 2, because it's my number. 20 for 38, 4, 5, and 3 for Dale.
Presented by Powerball.
To get that boat.
Where is that?
Yeah.
I'll let you guys look for it.
Man.
And we'll go to pit road in the meantime. Here's Dylan.
Well, Sammy Smith finished 4th in stage 1. They've erased most of their points deficit. They came in minus 14, but crew chief Philip Bell said this race is not a must-win for us as long as we take care of business in stage 1 and stage 2. That's 5 to 6 points each stage at minimum. They got 7 in stage 1. They're 1 below right now, Kim.
Well, Dylan, partially cloudy conditions here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Right now, the sun hiding behind the clouds, but when it peaks out, causing some problems for some drivers. Take a listen to Connor Zillow's radio.
It's so blind cresting that hill right now because of the sun. Copy, I can see that.
So that glare causing some issues. This race is a little bit later than it typically is run, so we do expect to end under the lights here. So until that sun completely sets, though, those drivers with issues out here at the Roval.
Yeah, Kim, it's a great point, and that's from what he was referencing there is turn 5 to 6. It's a blind crest that you go over, and the sun is directly in your face. Usually it's the end of the race that you struggle with that, but with this race most likely going in the darkness, it's sort of right now.
And look at those stage points earned. 0 for Taylor Gray. Austin Hill gets 5. Sammy Smith gets 7. And it's those 3 drivers that are now separated by 1 point at the cut line as we get ready for our second stage. And for Connor Zilic, not only do you get the 10 stage points, you get another playoff point, and you're in control as we begin stage number 2. The field set for the Echo Park Restart Zone. Echo Park Automotive, where car buying is easier, better, and happier. Best friends front row. Outside Zilic, controlling the race to his left, Jesse Love.
Connor's done a great job accelerating out of that last turn, able to use that outside to get the momentum, actually cleared Jesse Love. We saw Allgaier do a little better job on the initial start, but Connor timed that out perfectly right there.
Sammy Smith did a great job too, driving outside, cutting down in front of Allgaier, getting to 3rd. 16 Christian Eckes, haven't said his name much today, but starting to get with it. Really good on the road courses this year. Missed out on the playoffs as a rookie at Team Colleague.
You see that black and green car there, Sam Mayer, a bit on tilt right now, probably trying to get back to the field after going through the chicane. He had to stop and give up all his track position. Now trying to make his way back forward.
Well, the unfortunate part for Sam there is he was kind of forced off the track. It wasn't like he missed his braking zone. They were 3 wide going into that turn. It's just not wide enough. So he got forced off. I think that's probably frustrating for him, but he can recover. And he's got a little bit of a buffer at him on the points. So missing out on those stage points, it wasn't the end of the world for him.
Yeah, you don't want to compound the problem. Right. Go out, get too aggressive in traffic, and then put yourself behind the 8-ball. Smoke coming down the back straightaway.
It's Brennan Poole potentially there.
You know, Sheldon Creed has had a good playoffs. Back-to-back top 5s, driving that 0-0 for Haas Factory. But he's only picked up 2 stage points, so came into the day at plus 12, but he's done a nice job of being patient and now riding 6th.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier today down in the garage, and he didn't seem overly ecstatic about that race car. It felt like it was doing some things well, but not everything that he wanted, and I think he had kind of relegate himself to most likely being a top 10 competitive car, but not much more than that. And I think that's kind of what we've seen in the first stage here. And as we go into the second with that 0-0 looking like a solid top 10 car, but not what he really wanted to be in the top 5.
Well, and if you watched qualifying earlier today, you know that all of the junior motorsports cars have been the quickest here. All those guys qualified well, along with the 17 of Corey Day, another car kind of out of the same camp. So yeah, these Haas factory cars, the 6th best is about where you're going to end up if you're not in a JRM car right now. Oh, you see a little contact right there in the back. Those guys able to get it straightened out. I've been impressed with turn 7 today, Parker. It's been a little chaotic, but not as wild as what we expected. These guys have done a nice job.
Just give it time, Jamie.
Yeah.
It will happen.
I was trying to sell it a little bit.
And while everybody's been on their best behavior, we did have a 4 wide moment there. And speaking of a little contact, Day to Benedetto.
That's the most.
Corey's got every corner of that car so far today. I think you look at it, it's been a lot of tape on that thing.
Only his second career start on a road course. He was with us at what would be his home track out in Sonoma, California back in the summertime. Best career finish, top 10 at St. Louis. Raja Karuth drove this car last weekend. Did a nice job at Kansas.
The qualifying had to make Corey feel good. That was pretty spectacular for a guy that doesn't have a road racing background, a dirt guy to come here and be able to qualify as well as he did. That was really impressive.
This section here is so tight. As you come out of 1 through 2, it almost feels like a street course with the walls there on both sides.
Josh Williams is stopped. Could produce a caution. Be our third of the day, and there it is. Caution number 3. One of those was the stage ender. Stage 1 had the Harrison Burton car stopped, and now 45 of Josh Williams. It happened 7 laps in to our second stage. Don't know that this comes at a time to produce any strategy. We'll see what teams are thinking. Zilich continues to lead. Xfinity Series is brought to you by Echo Park Automotive, where car buying is easier, better, and happier. Toyota, let's go places. And by Bristol Myers Squibb. Great Saturday evening, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Wheeling caution lights are on. Wheeling the official warning lights of NASCAR and America's most trusted manufacturer of emergency lights and sirens. Josh Williams stopped on track, producing our second natural caution of the evening. Also had a caution at the end of stage 1. So 3 total tonight. Let's get some updates from pit road. Here's Dylan.
Yeah, good story with Jeb Burton this weekend. The Ward Burton Wildlife Foundation and Jeb himself helped facilitate a union of an emotional support dog, golden retriever. His name is Trooper, and an active duty service member named Samantha Meck, who is currently, as we said, Army active duty based at Fort Bragg here in North Carolina. She tragically lost her son Christian during the final month of his validation training at the Air Force, and despite her grief, Samantha has continued to not only serve our country but also has worked to keep the memory of her son Christian alive through a number of initiatives. And according to statistics, 1 in 3 veterans live with post-traumatic stress disorder, and animals help provide comfort, reduce loneliness, and improve mood during the grieving process. So we certainly thank Samantha for her service and Trooper for his as well, Kim.
Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and teams do a great job of spotlighting cancer warriors, specifically Team Alpha Prime. Now, rewind last year, they put Jeannie Vrabel's name on their car. That is wife to NASCAR personality, NASCAR Chasm. I know everybody knows him. Well, fast forward, Jeannie is now cancer-free. It has been a year-long battle, so they celebrated again this year with a sticker, this one saying, "Congratulations, Jeannie." Again, she is cancer-free. She came back 100% clear in her last scan. There she is, so we want to give her a big congratulations on getting to ring that bell and live her life cancer-free now.
Thank you all for those stories. And this week, they painted the walls pink here at Charlotte Motor Speedway in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So everybody in the community getting involved and supporting others. Getting lined up for the restart, and it will come right at the midway point of our second stage. Well, I look at that bumper, top 7 drivers, all running for a championship, 8 of the top 11. Sanchez 24th. After running it long in stage 1. Let's get some Connor Zilich radio.
Copy. What's the playoff situation look like? On my screen right now, 21 is out by 1. The 8 is out by 4. 48 out by 19. And 25 is out by like 38. In Taylor Gray's the last one in. Quapple's 9 to the good. Sheldon's 9 to the good. And Jesse is 13 to the good. Copy.
Connor Zillich, just a curious race fan there.
Just want to know what the situation was.
I feel like the guy was saying it like he was writing it down. Like, yeah, just give the.
Maybe he was.
Let's go a little quicker. I don't think so.
Spotter Josh Williams.
Yeah.
Sam Mayer radio. He's 11th for the restart.
So it's stop no matter what? Yes, that's what they're telling us now. Bunch of f***ing idiots up there, dude. But I guess I know what I'm going to do now. Those who know. Be fine. Stay focused on the task. Yes, to everybody else. I'm so done.
I get his frustration here because he felt like he was forced off Jamie's contention, which he was, but this is just the rule. The rule is if you don't go through the corner, you cut it, you have to stop. You have to pay that penalty. I know it's frustrating. Here he is now actually stopping, which was pretty adventurous as he did that. Tried to speed as far as he could in there and then stop, but we're going to get going here.
Green flag. Outside lane again. Halfway home, stage 2. Sammy Smith getting with it in the outside lane.
Sammy Smith's having an awesome day at a great time. I don't know that anybody had him, picked as a top 5 contender at a road course, but Parker, he has done just an amazing job all day today.
After the engine issue at Bristol to kick off the playoffs, I feel like at Kansas, they rose to the occasion for sure there, and they're doing it once again today. And this is what playoff runs are made of. When you can buckle in, lock in, and find extra performance, that's exactly what the A-team has done.
I said during practice and qualifying today, my favorite part of this format are these elimination races and the opportunity to have that Game 7 moment. Mayer's had it the last couple of years. Sammy Smith getting it done today. Full contact, turn 7.
Well, Zillich got into Creed, who then got into the 7. Justin probably doesn't even know who to be mad at this point.
Oh, no, the tire rub there where Quapple hit him.
And I just think back to last year.
Right here,
Sheldon Creed in this race.
Well, both of them are. You see the one has some smoke on that right front fender.
Creed looks good.
Take a look back at this. You'll see the one just pop into frame and right into the door there, Sheldon Creed. Sheldon would have felt that. Would have been a shock.
Yeah, I misspoke. I thought that was William Swalwich. Those cars look so much alike, but it was actually Carson Quapple who got into him.
But Creed and Quapple both look pretty good right now.
Man, Sheldon's able to get back by him, which was key.
Just can't imagine the stress of this race for drivers, teams, strategy for the crew chief.
Well, and as you look at your screen there, Austin Hill had a lot of work to do, and he is slowly keep working his way to the front, having another great day, just like we talked about with Sammy Smith.
Well, he's finished top 5 in 5 of the 6 road course races this year. And when you look at his resume and where he's won races throughout his career, the only place he hasn't won is a road course. Connor Mozak in the 9 locks it up. Sam Mayer takes advantage.
That worked out perfect for Sam Mayer right there as Connor was trying to stay off the car in front of him.
He did get some damage there to the front end. It should be fine. Composite bodies are pretty durable.
Hey, what the?
See the rub there on the 1 still for Carson Quapple. And Connor Mozak there, he kind of went to the inside, which means you shortcut the corner. You have a little less distance. He just overcooked it, then tried to park it, and that's when Sam was able to run in the back of him. Here he is going to the inside of Carson Quapple in the 7. He just realizes he overcooked. He didn't want to run into his teammate there. When he does that, he sort of checks up, and right then there, Sam Mayer ran in the back of him and moved him out of the way.
Still a little bit of smoke off of Creed's car. It's on the left front in the banking on the racetrack. Doesn't seem to be as bad as some of the others that we've seen today, so it looks like he might be okay.
He's 6th right now, plus 10, came into the day at plus 12. And I said, last year he came in at plus 35. Got stage points in stage 1. You're like, he's good. Move him on to the round of 8. And then it just came apart at the seams.
Well, that's why everybody's terrified of the Roval, is because of what you saw right there on the front stretch. It just seems like at some point in all these races, we see a massive group of cars get torn up, and last year it eliminated Sheldon from the playoffs.
But I love what Sheldon said to us earlier today in practice when he was asked which part of this track is the toughest, and he said from the start-finish line back to the start-finish line.
Watching Sanchez try to drive back through. And as we talk Sheldon Creed, we give a pop to his crew chief. Jonathan Toney was on the box when Cole Custer won the title 2 years ago. That group celebrated the regular season championship last season. Look at this. 2 rookies in the playoffs. Sanchez on board. This is the Toyota onboard camera riding with Taylor Gray.
There was a ton of smoke there. Potentially one of these cars was locking up. I couldn't tell if it was the 48 or the 54, but you might pay a penalty for that big of a lockup. These tires this weekend in the truck series we saw yesterday in practice today, cars that locked up, even just one time locking up for a long period of one brake zone could damage that tire, put a flat spot, or even cord the tire.
Well, we know that was an issue with Sanchez in qualifying earlier today. Had to live with that tire all of stage 1. Hopefully that same issue hasn't happened again.
Nick's made steady progress through the field there, but not probably the speed that they wanted to get through the field after staying out at the stage break at stage 1 there to get the points.
Allgaier already locked into the round of 8, and he probably doesn't want to see Austin Hill there, because when you think of the tracks in the next round, Hill is really, really good. He's won at Las Vegas. Obviously, he's unbelievable in the draft. We go to Talladega in a couple of weeks. The elimination race is at Martinsville, where he won earlier this season. But Hill doing everything he needs to. Allgaier right in his hip pocket as they come to this chicane on the back straightaway.
So, Parker, just sitting here thinking, I don't know that we've ever run like this track on the oval. It's the most sensitive track we probably go to as far as day to night and the balance of your car shifting. I don't think we've ever run a road course where you went day to night, and we're going to experience that today. So we're going to get to watch together and see if the balance of these cars change.
The only one I can remember was a couple years ago was the night race here for Xfinity, but it was in the rain, monsoon conditions, so that wasn't a good test.
The pictures were amazing on that Saturday. So much to watch at the Charlotte Roval. Daniel Dye going for a ride. Payback from Anthony Alfredo. Zilich leading. 5 laps to go. Stage 2 at the Charlotte Roval for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. You're watching CW Sports coverage of the Blue Cross North Carolina 250. Connor Zilich leading. He's led 33 laps today, won the opening stage. And now we're at that juncture of the race where you start thinking about strategy. The strategy really didn't play in stage 1 because we got a caution with 7 laps to go and most everybody pitted under the yellow. Now that we have this green flag field, going to be some drivers run it long, others will flip the stage, and it will present an opportunity for the shakeup.
I would assume we'd see the 88 flip the stage, most likely, considering how far out front he is right now.
Hey, how about
5.4 second lead over second?
Look at Daniel Hemrick there in 9th, driving the 11, 21 series champion, full-time in the trucks, a part of their playoff chase. Was top 10 in that car earlier this year when he ran it at St. Louis. Brendan Queen driving it last weekend, making his 2nd career start, was top 10. Great job by him. He clinched the ARCA championship today at Toledo. We offer our congratulations. And as we continue to do that, way to go, Corey Heim. Yesterday, winning the Truck Series race, coming from way back after being involved in that crash on lap 1. It was Corey's 10th win of the year. That's the most victories in a single season ever in the history of the Truck Series.
Incredible run that he's been on there. Similar to what Connor Zilich is doing. You could get a 10th win as well, which is just wild to say. Not often have we seen this level of domination in these 2 series from young drivers like Corey Heim and Connor Zilich.
Well, Connor's done it on every type racetrack. I mean, he's just quick no matter, at the beginning of the year we talked about when would he be able to win on an oval, and he has proved us wrong. He can win every single week on any size racetrack we go to.
A lot of big moments at turn 7 today. More to come. But, with Blue Cross North Carolina, you get great care at every turn. And the drivers will need some good care there later on when we get these restarts, especially in the final stage.
You're just hoping your competitors will take care of you down there and not take you out like we've seen so often. One car overcooks it, and someone who's just going through that corner gets spun out as an innocent bystander.
Oh, you see Quapple get to the inside of Mayer. All I could think of was, he doesn't get pushed off again in that chicane. Mayer might lose it.
Well, at least he knows the rules now, right? Even though he doesn't agree with the way that was officiated, he's done a nice job of coming back.
Mayer's going to fight back right here. He locks it up. Can he get it slowed down?
3 to go on the stage. Pit road will close with 2 to go. Allgaier taking advantage. Here he is, Dylan.
Yeah, he's in and has been pretty happy with his race car. Hasn't said much on the radio. They'll go around here and change right side tires around to the left side. Routine service for Allgaier. Just try to get this done quickly. The pit road is very, very busy in the outside lane, so got to make sure they get out cleanly, Kim.
Yeah, you see the 54 of Taylor Gray. Lots of issues for him. Forward drive being the biggest one. Also, front turn goes away after about 5 laps. That continued to be his complaint. No front turn for Taylor Gray.
Zilic stays out, but he can come next time. As I said, pit road closes with 2 to go. Zilic, as the race leader, will be the one to close it. All these drivers had to come now, because if they waited a lap, pit road wouldn't be closing. Look at that.
Sanchez, they dropped the car. The jack got stuck under, drug it out of his pit box. That'll be a penalty.
You take all the good fortune you had to get those stage points, and you kind of give it right back with that penalty.
Ooh, contact right there with Connor Mozak and Austin Green. You see they're splitting Daniel Dye right here. It's going to get tight.
I wouldn't want to be driving that 10. Zilic gives up the lead. Scheduled green flag pit stop. 2 to go in the stage, Kim.
And no big complaints from Connor, and that's been the story all race long. Really happy with his race car. Marty Lindley, though, the crew chief, reminding the team, we have got to get the car full of fuel. Again, short pitting will be right near that fuel window for the rest of the race.
So he'll give up the stage points and the playoff point that comes with winning the stage, but he'll have the track position when we begin the final stage. Jesse Love stays out. So does Sammy Smith, Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed. These are playoff drivers that need the stage points to advance. They want to create some insurance at that cut line.
Well, Connor's given up the 1 playoff point for the stage win because he's going for the 5 playoff points that go with winning overall today. By far the best car.
Actually, the caution and then being able to pit when they did, the way that worked out at the end of stage 1 to get that playoff point there was just a bonus for them. As we jump to the front, and Jesse Love came in 5 points above the cut, and they have managed their day very well.
I think this has been a very impressive performance by Jesse Love and this 2 team. Under the pressure they were under coming into this with the point situation, to go out there and perform the way he has, to be able to go and win this stage is a massive statement, and I think it's just exactly what they needed to do. We've had that pep talk at the beginning of the race from his crew chief Danny Stockman, who said, you know, we got to take when we can take, but also give at times. I think he's done that perfectly.
Well, he's going to have 19 stage points today, right? I mean, the most of anybody in the field. So, yeah, incredible job by that whole team.
You referenced what happened to Nick Sanchez when he made his green flag pit stop. He took the jack out of the box. That's removing equipment. NASCAR has penalized him. He'll have the pass-through penalty. Just a tough break and a big moment for that team, who already had an uphill climb to advance to the round of 8.
The jack man there, you saw him. He was trying everything he could.
He's going to need something major to happen in the final stage if he's going to be in position to advance. You think about the problems for Harrison Burton. So 2 playoff drivers. At this point, you feel like it just about sealed their fate on not being able to advance. It's going to be very difficult at this point. And Jesse Love trying to do the opposite. Take advantage. Get a playoff point. Get 10 stage points and feel really good about your opportunity to go on to the round of 8 for a 2nd straight year. 2nd-year driver from California. And you talk about wanting points, Sheldon Creed, Carson Kvapil going at it for 4th.
They've been going at it
forever.
20 laps it's been going on. Before the pit stop, after the pit stop, they know how important those points are.
2 couldn't get away from each other.
It's like the balance of wanting the point, but you don't want to wreck and tear something up and give it all away and then really make your life difficult in the final stage. Tremendous effort for Jesse Love. Stayed in the game, put himself in great position, and when others pitted, he takes over the race lead, and he's going to drive back to the green and white checkered flag. For Love, it's his 2nd stage win of the year. He also won a stage earlier this season at Talladega. Sammy Smith is 2nd. He gets 9 stage points. Austin Hill ends up 3rd. Creed and Kvapil 4th and 5th. Sam Mayer 6th in stage 2. Zilic, by the way, makes his green flag pit stop. He ended up 10th in the stage. 2 stages down, 1 to come. And the drama is about to unfold. It's a playoff elimination race at the Charlotte Roval. And so far, so good for Jesse Love, who takes the green and white checkered flag. His pit stop when we return on CW.
When my doctor gave me Breasttree for my COPD.
Guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. And by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com. The Whelen caution lights are on as we wrap up stage 2. Whelen, the official warning lights of NASCAR and America's most trusted manufacturer of emergency lights and sirens. You know, talking about Whelen, Jesse Love with a special paint scheme here this weekend gets the win in stage 2. Jesse and Whelen honoring the National Fallen Firefighters with that paint scheme today. And, you know, they do so many good things organizationally. Jesse does as a driver. And nice to see the recognition here today and get that big win in stage 2.
Look at that. 19 points for Jesse Love today. Both he and Sammy Smith, Austin Hill, Carson. These guys needed to have good days, and they have all capitalized on it.
You know, as an organization, RCR, what a big day.
It has been.
They needed it, too.
If both their drivers advance,
oh my goodness,
it will be huge when you think about what happened in those first 2 races of the playoffs. I would also say, though, after these pit stops, they're going to be buried, and that's when the chaos could begin. Progressive pit road is open. Kim, what's happening?
Top of your screen, stage 2 winner Jesse Love happy with the car. The car better, doesn't have to wait on throttle in turns 1 and 7 anymore. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. Below him, Sheldon Creed. After that left front damage on the racetrack with Quapple, he said tighten all the right-handers. They will make a chassis adjustment and change tires as well as take fuel, Dylan.
Sammy Smith has scored the second most stage points of anybody today. His car is still tight. He asked for more front turn, 4 tires, fuel, and a chassis adjustment. Austin Hill said he was on the tight side there as well, but closer to freer on that run. So step in the right direction for the 21. They had routine service as well, and a good pit stop, it looks like.
Jesse Love, best off pit road. Austin Hill does go +1. Smith loses a spot. +2 for Mayer. Quapple, the 5th guy off the pit line. But keep this in mind. Bunch of drivers stayed out after making their pit stops under green. And the 0-0, Sheldon Creed with a slow stop.
Well, yeah, watch this right here. One of the lug nuts falls off. He has to go back. Oh, he's pulling it out, the fender right there. Got it pulled out. We saw that little bit of a body rub that they had. Only lost 2 spots, though. Way to get it, guys.
I'm going to tell you what, where those drivers are, when you look at the points,
Hornet's Nest.
It's about to happen. The Charlotte Roval about to live up to its reputation.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day.
It's friends at Roto-Rooter, and you could win a VIP race experience. Download the free Roto-Rooter app, tap Speed Stakes in the menu, and enter to win VIP passes to any 2026 race, plus airfare, hotel stay, and $1,200 spending money. Get the Roto-Rooter app today.
Elimination race, Charlotte Roval, NASCAR Xfinity Series, all lined up and ready to go for the final stage on CW. Before we move ahead, let's look back at those pit stops. Penalty for a playoff driver over the wall too soon, 41, Sam Mayer.
Sam's had a tough day. Yeah. Frustration inside of the car. Seen a battle now. Penalty on pit road. Just jumped over the wall just a little bit too soon.
The nice part for them, they had a lot of points coming in here.
Yep, a little bit of a safety net for them.
So he drops to the rear for the restart, and you guys mentioned that. We get the playoff update in a moment, and we'll show you where everybody is after everything cycled through with the stops.
Now's when I would want to know what the points are.
Well,
you know, like,
I'm going to tell you, here's a guy that
you can almost count positions now.
Here it is, the playoff update brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb. Look at Taylor Gray, flips the stage, going to restart in the top 10 plus 14, and all those other drivers that pitted restarting from 17th on back, led by Jesse Love.
From Taylor to Smith, it's an absolute dogfight here in this last stage.
Ready for the green flag, final stage in the Blue Cross, North Carolina 250 at the Charlotte Roval, outside lane.
Green.
Connor Zilich, replay of the start of the race with Allgaier up there with him.
Another incredible restart by Connor Zilich. He's able to just fire out of that chicane so well.
Look at Eckes in the 16.
Yeah, see that trying to get to the inside. Allgaier's going to be on the inside as you get down here. We've seen guys be able to fight back, though, through these next 2 turns. You see Mozak get to the inside of Eckes right there. Oh, he's going to push him off.
And usually as that inside car, you have a bit of leverage to force that outside car into the grass a little bit. He played it cleaner than that.
If you're wondering, what's happened here, these are all the guys that made their pit stop under green. They stay out when the others come down at the end of the stage. So everything is flip-flopped. The cycle has happened, and that's why we're seeing some new faces at the front. Dean Thompson is there. You saw Jeff Burton, Kaz Grala as well.
Yeah, Taylor Gray's had a quiet day. Don't feel like they've had a car that they can go and compete for the win with. But listen, he has made the most of his day. Was behind at one point. You see right now, pretty good position, Parker.
And he spent most of this race outside the top 15. Oh, there goes Dean Thompson, overcooked it. Is Kaz Grala to the left here of Taylor Gray.
I was worried for Taylor. It looked like he got loose and was maybe going to have to.
Anthony Alfredo went through the middle there as well and stopped to pay his penalty.
Oh boy, 3 wide. This could get interesting. You see Jesse Love on the inside right here. Who's going to give? Who's not?
And think about Jesse Love. You win a stage, you celebrate, and now you lose all that track position. You got to be careful.
Awesome job by all those guys, though. That could have been a disaster.
Great, clean racing.
Yep, very clean.
Love right now showing +6. Not a huge advantage for the 0 of Sheldon Creed. He's at +4 right now.
See Dean Thompson just wheel hopped a little bit as he was trying to turn in, got loose. Nice job getting stopped right there. Pay his penalty.
Oh, a little
Alfredo,
contact.
And Matt. That's very similar to what we saw with Sam Mayer earlier. Anthony didn't do anything wrong. It was just 3 guys trying to make it through that backstretch chicane. There's just not enough room.
Yeah, Jesse Love pushed Sammy Smith into Carson Quapple and a bunch of bumper tag, and Anthony Alfredo was a big loser in it.
Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. I feel like Alfredo's been on the wrong end of that multiple times today.
Another instance.
They're going to try it one more time.
Yeah, going into that backstretch chicane. We'll see.
Game of chicken.
Oh, you see Creed.
Jones, Quapple. Love there as well.
Well, and if you're Brandon Jones and you're locked in, the last thing you want to do right here is make anyone mad for this next round.
And Jesse Love and Carson Quapple been going at it here.
Taylor Gray's done a good job of maintaining track position after gaining it through the cycle of stops. But he's got some guys that are very aggressive behind him. His teammate William Sawalich and the 21 of Austin Hill, who, as you look at our leaderboard here, has got to get some positions.
Austin Hill's fighting for his life right now, and he's wanting William to be sympathetic for what he's got going on. It's like, don't you know what I have on the line? But everybody's fighting for themselves.
It's a really tough place to do that where you look to the inside. It's easy to have contact.
Yeah, Austin's going to have a little bit of momentum right here on the outside. Hopefully he can clear. If he can't right here, you don't want to be on the outside.
Hill +7 since the restart. He knows what's on the line. Now 4 below the cut line.
Yeah, the message to him was simple. Go like hell. You just have to get positions any way possible right now.
Getting to the inside of William again. Really aggressive, no contact right there, though. Great pass. I can't believe that car is still going. Look at that.
Every panel.
Yeah. The rear end's been knocked out of it. He's done a terrific job, though, of being able to stick it out all day long, passing cars still.
Well, and back behind him, the leaderboard has been mean today to the 8 of Sammy Smith. They have done a wonderful job. Came in -14, and the way the strategy is played out, he's -12 right now. Got a long way to go if he's going to advance to the round of 8. Connor Zilich in front of Allgaier, Mozak, Eckes, and Green at the Charlotte Roval.
For what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
How do you get all that flavor on just one pan? Oh, Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. Nice. This school night dinner gets an A+ from me. Hidden Valley Ranch, only serious about flavor.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good.
Vacations will never be the same. Welcome to the 4 parks of Universal Orlando Resort.
For pain in multiple spots like here, here, or here, Salonpas patches stick firmly and remove comfortably once your pain is gone. Salonpas. It's good medicine.
A successful shindig doesn't happen by accident. Walmart Plus members get free delivery on more than just groceries. So I can order up Gouda and a good time! Who knew? Who knew? Become a member who knows better with Walmart Plus.
Turn right.
This is how you make crispy Korean fried chicken.
Wi-Fi speeds as fast as home, even when you're on the go.
Buy the Old Spice NFL collection.
Buy the Old Spice NFL collection.
No, like this. Old Spice NFL collection.
Old Spice NFL collection.
Old Spice NFL collection.
Old Spice NFL collection.
Okay.
You know those fat Hoka sneakers? Nice shoes, but the price? Not as nice. However, Skechers Max Cushioning are just as fabulous at a price that blows them away. Get insane comfort and cushioning, including hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Try Skechers Max Cushioning.
Got a great car, great team. Let's go execute.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day, be in victory lane.
The after-jets are win. Don't count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
What a victory this will be.
Next flag is going to end.
Does he have enough? Let's go! A dominant performance.
They're going to say no, baby. Let's go! You got to earn this thing.
It is all on the table.
18 laps to go. NASCAR Xfinity Series running this elimination race at the Charlotte Roval. It continues to be the Connor Zillett show, and while he is checked out at the front, we get the playoff update, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb. A lot going on right around that cut line.
Well, and the reality is, where we are right now, Parker, if we get another restart from Creed all the way down to Samuelson, maybe even Sanchez, any of those guys that can shake up if somebody has a disastrous restart or gets wrecked in turn 7.
Right, as we see Nick Sanchez here, who's trying to get back to the field up to 21st. So he's made some headway, but most likely in a must-win position now, considering the points situation. I think the thing to watch is how Austin Hill has probably been one of the best cars on the long run here. Taylor Gray, probably one of the worst that we've seen in the first 2 stages. He faded a ton at the end of those stages. So I think this is a big opportunity for Austin Hill. He just has to keep using that long run pace, and this could potentially be the longest run of the day. So you want to take care of those rear tires and use that to your advantage. He'll have that opportunity.
Austin Hill 8th right now.
Still out 3. At the 54, loses 2 more spots, and 3 more spots will be fine here.
Pretty confident right there. Yeah,
they've seen the same thing.
They know exactly.
They're thinking he's going to fade. We're going to keep moving forward. It's almost going to come into their hands.
Well, and the good thing for him is it's not that he has to pass 3. It could just be Taylor losing 3, right? So it's going to work both ways for them. And I like that he's calm to the driver. Like as he said that, there's no panic. We have a lot of time left. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's really good information.
What's the feel right now in the 21 camp, Dylan?
Well, there's been confidence really throughout this entire weekend. I spoke with Chad Haney, you see there on the left of the screen earlier this morning, and he said every time this year we've had a good simulator session before a road course, it's translated and we've raced really well. Well, they had a good simulator session this week. Chad said Austin was really confident about this.
Oh, no.
Oh, now it sounds like they may have some sort of issue. We'll follow up on that, guys. We'll do some listening to the radio here and let you know. Damn.
Let's get a Toyota driver update on the flip side of that. Taylor Gray currently +2 as they run in the 11th position. And despite having some strong runs this season on road courses, it has been a battle of the day. They entered today's race plus 16. That quickly went away with their qualifying effort. Started this race 17th, was kind of mired back there for the majority of the race. Stage points was one of their goals. They earned no stage points. What they did do is they flipped the second stage to get track position in this final stage. That bumped them from under the cut line to back +2. So we're going to have to see how it all shakes out here with 16 to go here at Charlotte.
Such a hard position to be in where Taylor is, where you don't have a fast car. They've put you up front. And it's like this slow death, Parker, right? Because you're like, I'm doing everything I can, knowing Sammy Smith is most likely going to get by you because these guys have had faster cars all day long.
But the last-ditch effort was to do what they did. Flip that stage, get some track position, and just hope you can hold him off. And right now he's hanging in there, but I'll say this too. 16 laps, an absolute eternity.
You had to try. As we look at the 21 on the right side there, we heard some of that radio.
It sounded like he said plug.
Yeah, I was watching him, and he didn't look slow off any of the corners.
Yeah, the lap times are still holding on. Oh, look at that.
Well,
that pace is off right there.
So he was driving away from Kaz Gralla, and now Kaz has caught him and gone by.
Things down a cylinder, and maybe that's what he thinks.
He was 2 back, now 3 back as he loses that position.
And this is why in Taylor Gray's
Tried
position.
the ignition thing, it didn't work. Yeah, copy that.
Oh no. So maybe it's cutting out. Possibly it's why he's saying it's a plug. Could be sort of an intermittent cut of power.
Yeah, because it looks like it accelerates pretty good. Right
back
there.
to Dylan.
And they just came on the radio and told him to try to cycle through everything and try and restart what he can inside the race car. And it doesn't seem to have helped. But at this point, they kind of just feel like they got to ride it out. You can't bring it in here and give up all this track position. You just got to hope that it stays together until for the final 15 laps. But as you heard, doesn't sound super optimistic behind the wheel of the 21.
And think about that. Around a road course, you're shifting multiple times on every corner. You're braking. Yeah, how do you do that? Even when you're on the straightaways, which are the bank corners, you're having to shift. So you're having to do all this inside the race car while trying to hold on. Say what you will about the playoffs. This is the type of situation that only arises because of this format and the way it's designed, with immense pressure on Austin Hill and this 21 team right now to fend off this issue and try and make it to the next round.
Well, and you see how well that car's handling. He drove right underneath Kaz Gralla in turn 7, but look
there
how
it goes
slow
again.
he is on straightaway. Has no top end speed.
Back to Kim as Creed goes around the 21.
We've talked about Taylor Gray all day long, how slow they are. He told me he was going to be lucky if he finished top 8. Maybe, though, a silver lining with the 21's issue. They finally just told Taylor about it. Take a listen to the radio.
I think the 21 may have dropped the cylinder. So stay the course, smooth and steady.
So, Parker, what kind of levity does that give you as a driver? Obviously, he still needs to be a little bit aggressive, but can he take a little bit of a breath here, knowing that the 21 who's battling right on the other side of the cut line is having issues?
Can't take a breath, but he's loving what he's seeing in front of him as that 21 gets closer and closer to him, and the way he caught him at the end of the turn 4 oval side into the final chicane is the thing that he loved to see. Was, hey, I can see that car's slow.
I'll tell you what he's doing. He's licking his lips because you can see that he's getting ready to pass him.
And that's a 2-point pass because you gain a spot and he loses
Absolutely.
one. That's huge. 14 laps to go. Zilich leading Allgaier, Mozak, Eckes, and Almirola. Big finish coming.
What is a smile? Is it a simple shape our mouths make when we're happy? Or is it something even more important than that? At Operation Smile, it's breathing, eating, and living with less pain. It's a symbol of hope. And because of you, we can bring that hope to so many who need it. Scan or go online to learn more.
We're with Mike, who's leaving home to protect his family. And yours. We're with Tara during the holidays when she misses home the most. Thanks to generous supporters, we're with all service members and their families who need connection, comfort, and a home away from home. Are you with them? Learn more at uso.org today.
Attention law enforcement. You took an oath to protect and serve.
to keep your family, your neighborhood safe. But in too many cities, dangerous illegals walk free as police are forced to stand down. Join ICE and help us catch the worst of the worst. Drug traffickers.
And 12 laps here, even 10 laps, 8 laps isn't an eternity. So a long way to go in this one. But we're starting to see a clearer image of who's in position to advance to the round of 8.
What a
Alex
horrible feeling.
LeVay.
Just a horrible feeling here for the 21, Austin Hill. Nothing he can do on these straightaways. This is when the 54 went by him. The team had told him, do what you can to make him lose 2 spots. But there wasn't much he could do.
Well, the problem for Austin Hill, not only does Taylor Gray go by, the one he's racing, but as he fights for that position, a couple of others drive by on the inside. And as you said, he's helpless. Sanchez back down the pit lane.
Flat tire. Looks like he's had some contact. Both those right side tires.
Well, and this is the point in an elimination race where you start celebrating those that are going to be eliminated for the season they had. Rookie campaign, Sanchez won the race at Atlanta. I think about Harrison Burton down there. A host of problems today, but we're so good down the stretch of the regular season, getting AM racing into the postseason. And now we go Austin Hill radio, 11 laps to go.
Keep up in the infield. I just can't go on the big straightaways. 54 is the biggest one that we're racing right now. We're 9 out at this point. We just got to hope get some help here at the end. We'll see if we get some restarts.
Yeah, we see it. Like, infield, not bad. Acceleration out of the corners, not bad. Handling looks good. They just get halfway down any of these long straightaways, and the 21's just tongues hanging out.
Hope is never a good strategy, but in this case, it's about the only one they have on offer.
It looks to me like it's getting way worse right there, too. It doesn't want to accelerate at all now.
Carson Kvapil came in 9 points above the cut line. Here he is, trying to make a pass for position, plus 12, as they run with 10 laps to go.
Smooth, steady technique.
I do believe Taylor Gray is probably going to lose a couple positions here. Some faster cars that are starting to catch him here. You see Carson Kvapil behind him. Jesse Love, Hemrick, Mayer. They've all been pretty fast today, but now gotten to him.
But he's in pretty good position right now. I would not want to caution if I'm Taylor. I want this to run out. I'm not going to race these guys overly hard so I don't get knocked out, get a tire knocked down. See Carson getting to his inside. That corner is so slow. Car still won't turn.
And what I saw there was exactly what you're describing, which is he could have turned in. He just gave him the room.
Yeah.
He saw it. He said, you just come on through.
I can give up another point or two right here.
Yep.
I've always asked that of you guys throughout the season. How much as a driver do you want to know? And a lot of times drivers will say, you guys have been there, I don't want to know anything. Let me drive the race car. But in this situation,
I think you do.
You have to,
right?
Yeah.
It changes the way you do business.
100% you want to know. And I think it's important for fans to know as you watch this that we get to see the excitement. This change lap to lap. The drivers don't know. But as this closes down, if I'm the crew chief, the spotter, I'm going to update him. Like, hey, we can lose 1 or 2 more, but we got to go now. Or just keep updating me on the situation.
Brandon Jones already locked in to the round of 8. He's not had a great day. Some of that could be the fact they spent their week prepping for Las Vegas, the opening race in the round of 8, instead of here today, because today really didn't mean anything for that 20 team after the victory last Saturday in Kansas.
You can hear that 21. It sounds terrible.
Yeah. Every time it goes by, it's a very distinctive sound. It looks to me like it's getting worse.
Yeah.
You know, if it lost 1 cylinder, sometimes those parts will float around in the engine and end up getting another one that's the longer you run. But yeah, it just looks to me like it's struggling more and more every lap. This one's not.
Nope.
This one's running like a top.
You know, we started the year at Daytona talking about this great rookie class. Little did we know what Connor Zilic had in the bank, staring win number 10 right in the eyes here today. But as they run on track, 3 rookies got a shot to advance to the round of 8. So these young drivers, initial campaign running full time, getting it done big time. And here's the veteran, Justin Allgaier, making his 500th career start, the reigning champ. And running in the runner-up position, is already advanced to the round of 8 on points, and a solid performance here this afternoon.
Great run by Allgaier today in general. I don't put him in my road course category of guys when we come to these places, but qualified well, has raced well all race long. And I think it's safe to say that we would all have the guys running first and second here on the road course as the 2 picks when we get to Phoenix. Both those guys going to be really fun to watch.
I feel like the front 2 of this race are each in their own class, and then we have everybody else right now. Connor Zilic has been incredibly fast. Allgaier has been the closest to him all day from practice and qualifying, but just hasn't quite kept up with him. And then here's Connor Mozak leading the rest of the field, I feel like, in pace.
It's been a quiet day, I feel like, too, from the 9. We haven't talked a lot about Connor, but put together a great race. They've had good strategy. He stayed out of trouble all day long, having a career day here.
Outstanding effort 2 years in a row for Junior Motorsports here on the Charlotte Roval. And what about running fourth? Austin Green, every time we go to a road course, part-timer, but he shows how talented he is. Gotten it done all season long when he runs one of these cars for Jordan Anderson Racing. Good in practice, good in qualifying, and backing it up in the race. Fourth right now with 8 to go.
Yeah, and when we look at those guys, we haven't talked a lot about Connor Mozak or Austin Green because of the playoffs and how exciting the points are, but that's so big for those drivers and those teams to be able to put this together.
Gray at +6. Veteran crew chief Jason Ratcliffe has enjoyed so much success. And it's been a good combination this year.
Hold my breath here for 6 laps.
We feel it.
Yeah, and he's got Sam Mayer coming up behind him now. He's quite a bit faster than him the last couple of laps. Most likely lose that position, but then it's a bit of a gap to Daniel Hemrick back there. They'd settle around 5 points to the good.
The one that I just has had an amazing day, Jesse Love. You see +15 right there, but when you look at the stage points, he's earned 19 stage points today. They have had incredible race to be able to put themselves in this position. It's been a lot of fun to watch.
And hey, we talked about his teammate Austin Hill, who's so good in the draft, and how dangerous he could be if he gets to the round of 8. Jesse Love in that same category, such a good drafter, won earlier this season at Daytona. He advances. You go to Talladega, you win, you're in a championship 4. The other thing I would say about him, he now has playoff experience. Got to the round of 8 last year as a rookie. So to have that under your belt going back could be a confidence builder for this race team.
And I know they're buddies, but if I had to pick some cars I didn't want to make it to Phoenix, Jesse Love would be one of those. He's really good at Phoenix. If he's able to be a part of the championship 4, he's definitely a championship threat.
Oh, 9's on pit road.
He's running inside the top 5. Connor Mozak making an unscheduled pit stop here, Dylan.
Yeah, it sounds like they've got a fuel pressure issue of some sort. So unscheduled, as you said, and a bummer ending to this day. It was a really, really solid all-around performance from Mozak in the 19.
Graduated from High Point University, and we've told his story. Tremendous road racer, getting it done over in the Craftsman Truck Series, but pops up occasionally driving an Xfinity car. I remember when he made his debut on the road at Portland a few years ago, impressed everybody. That time out driving a Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Last couple of years here at the Roval for Junior Motorsports, and today definitely not going to get the finish he deserves.
Heartbreak, but he needs to be proud of what he's done today. Did a great job. It just didn't work out.
A couple of more young drivers from Junior Motorsports. Sammy Smith, Carson Quapple, 9th and 10th.
As they played nicely, boys.
Look at that. Sammy gave him a little room. He's going to have the momentum on exit right here. Those two guys, it's got to be somebody on the radio being like, be clean. You guys are both in good position right now. We don't need any cautions or to lose any points.
Sammy Smith just desperately needs to get going. Needs positions. This is not what he wants to be dealing with. He's trying to fend off a car from behind him. He wants to be focused going ahead towards Kaz Gralla and Jeb Burton.
But what a day for Junior Motorsports. You sweep the top 5 positions in qualifying. You win a stage in the form of Connor Zilic. He's led the most laps, got a spot to win it. Chance to put 3 cars on to the round of 8. JRM's been outstanding here this afternoon. Let's get a report from Dylan.
And I think you guys have talked about it for the 8 on Sammy Smith. And just kind of one of those situations where they got buried too deep in traffic, and now they've sort of run out of time, but they've also sort of run out of cars to pass. So as he sits here in the 9th spot right now, 6 out, it's going to take a lot of guys falling out in front of them for them to be in a position to capitalize on all that. And a tough way to end this. They put together a really good day. Sammy did a lot of prep for this one. He said, my road course stuff this year has taken a huge step forward. I feel really confident about it. But barring a miracle, it may be the end of the road for the 8 car today, Kim.
Well, Dylan, headed into this weekend, I don't know that the 54 team of Taylor Gray thought that this is what they were going to have in mind when they thought about their program here at the Roval. It just was a day that did not start off good. Really unload great, didn't qualify great. He has battled an ill-handling race car all race long. In fact, he told me before the race, we are just slow. And it's not just the car, it's the driver too. Jason Radcliffe, though, the veteran crew chief, made a great strategy call before the end of stage 2 to flip the stage, get track position, put them in a spot to be plus to the cut line. Right now, though, Gray is trying to hang on, currently running +6 with 4 laps to go. The team giving him a points update about every lap or so.
That's what it's all about. Survive and advance. You get through the day, you reset. And the day might be done for Sammy Smith when you think about the opportunity to make a late race rally and get some help to advance. Here he is on pit road. Tough break for Sammy Smith, Dylan.
Well, and I think this may be by design. Look, you're not going to just drive through the field here with 4 laps to go, but if we get a yellow here and you've already pitted, tires matter. So they're going to come down here, nothing to lose. They'll put tires on here. We talked about needing a miracle. Sometimes you got to take things into your own hands and make one of them the yellow. This may be what they needed for the 8.
Oh my, it's like a Hail Mary call.
Wow.
And the prayers may be answered for Sammy Smith. This is remarkable.
Absolute game changer here.
Look at those guys.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. You pit, you throw the Hail Mary. Sage Karam has a problem. The caution comes out, and it may be the break the 18 needed.
Talk about a turn of events immediately.
Do you think it's over?
Yeah, the frustration for Taylor Gray and Sammy Smith thinking he's out of it, Adam, and now all of a sudden might be in the best position of anybody.
And we know how much tires are worth, so I assume most of your leaders are going to have to come down pit road. We did see Nick Sanchez hang on in that first stage. They're late for a couple laps on old tires, but with fall off being over 2 seconds per lap.
How about the guts from Philip Bell, the crew chief, that said, you know what? This is our only path. We're going to do it. We're going to live with it. And bam, this may be it.
That's a great call.
The hits just keep on coming today for Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
And Connor Zilich is like, are you kidding me? That's 5 more points that I could take to the next round, a 10th win. And instead, the caution comes out, and now decision-making time. Back down to Dylan.
So a little bit of an update on this. This was not planned. They had a right front coming apart, and it is back here behind the pit wall. So they got lucky with that. But again, sometimes you got to be lucky. Sometimes you got to be good. They may have been both. This is the right front that just came off the 8 car. Timing was impeccable there, and they are in the catbird seat here potentially.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't a gutsy call by Bell, but as Dylan said and I said, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And hey, keep this in mind as we start looking ahead. If they can advance one last fall, Talladega, so another one of those drivers that you start thinking about in the next round. And he was outstanding at Martinsville earlier this season. Wow, this race never disappoints. The Charlotte Roval always produces something. Here's what brought out the caution for a 5th time today.
Well, we talked about this being the longest run of the day. Sammy Smith having the issue that he had with that same right front tire. Sage Karam. See that tire goes down, comes apart.
Yeah, and Sammy Smith's issue there, it looked like those were definite flat spots that developed into blisters and eventually just starts cording the tire. We've seen that all weekend in trucks and Xfinity. You lock these tires up, they don't last very long.
We're going to go to overtime. And as I look at our leaderboard here, you know, road courses, you just don't put a lot of drivers a lap down. And we got 30 cars on the lead lap. And where does that factor in to how you handle this situation? Because as we all know, tires have been the end-all be-all. We saw it there at the end of stage 1. We saw it yesterday in the Truck Series race. We've seen it right here in the Xfinity race at the Charlotte Roval. Happened 1 season ago. Now we get some team radio. Taylor Gray in the 54 group.
Is that due for the 8 right there? Well, it was going to be bad, but he was on pit row and the caution came out, so now he's got 4 tires. We're working through it here. Be ready. Let me know when it opens, Tony.
Can you feel?
They thought the same thing.
You can feel the stress.
Like, really?
And
Really?
the anxiety. By the way, we're going to overtime for a 5th time of the last 6 Roval races. Free racing on a Saturday evening here on the CW. Pit road open.
See how many games are played right here with fake outs.
Wants to take a big risk.
Zilic stays. Allgaier comes.
Ooh, had a few stay out here.
I don't say it's split, but less came than what I thought. Here they are, Kim.
Yeah, you saw the 88 stay out. Marty Lindley said the only way we're going to win this race is if we stay out. Creed, though, the 00, they were going to do what the 7 does. So Justin Allgaier came down, Creed came down. They think fresh tires is going to help them here with the overtime, Dylan.
And Allgaier's been pretty happy with his balance. He'll change 4 tires and fuel here. You saw the chassis adjustment. Have to imagine that just to help them on the short run here with this restart coming in overtime. So Allgaier will get out here and try to take advantage of those new tires.
It's never easy. It's just never easy.
Great work, boys.
Here's what I think of is Allgaier drives off the pit lane. You know, the magnitude of this restart, and I'm not just talking about who jumps out to the race lead. I'm talking about the chaos that we see so many times in this race on the restarts and the impact that can have on all these drivers that are chasing a playoff position. It's not just about passing cars. It's about avoiding the clutter and making sure you're not a victim of the game that is the Charlotte Roval.
And you saw the hood up on the 21. Those guys are praying that they can find a plug wire that is just fallen off. Something very simple that can be fixed. Most likely not, but you see they're going to take a look at that and hope they can get Austin Hill back out.
And they would love
power.
to see that chaos that you're mentioning, Adam.
The more the better for the 21
yes,
right now.
That would be the best opportunity for them.
Zilic stays out. He'll be in control. Austin Green stays out. So does Jeb Burton. Taylor Gray, a big one to mention, has stayed on track. And then we'll see where it cycles for everybody else once they come back around. But you want the buffer if you're up front. And I will say for Zilic, several guys stayed out. And I know he's on old tires, but we also know how good he is at this. It had to be really, really good when he looked up in the rearview mirror and a bunch of guys were coming with him to create that insurance policy between him and those guys that have the fresh tires.
That's what he needed, and through all this, Sammy Smith basically nets out one position better than when he came into pit road into 8th.
And Mozak, made the unscheduled pit stop, and it all cycles for him as well as he stays out here.
And he can see Taylor Gray right up ahead of him. He knows that's the target.
And he's tied at the cut line with his teammate Carson Kvapil, who did pit and will restart 22nd.
Of course, Carson, if he doesn't get caught in a wreck, is going to be able to make up. We assume he's going to be able to pass quite a few cars having fresh tires and being that far back in the pack.
I believe he's 7th in line, Carson is, of the drivers that pitted. Let's look at tiebreaker scenarios. It's best finish in the round. And right now, both Kvapil and Sammy Smith have a 4th. You would go to the next in line. Based on what I'm seeing here, that 8th place finish, the 15th place finish, would be it. Nope, Sammy Smith 8th today would be the difference. I do believe would be the tiebreaker there as they each have a 4th place finish, Kvapil and Sammy.
So now for Connor Zilic and all these guys on old tires, you see them trying to clean it up and get going. We've seen how tough it is on older tires. If you're Sammy Smith on those newer tires, you're going to do everything you can to just utilize those. You don't want to get trapped. This turns 1, 2, 3.
This is when the craziness breaks out, when you get the tire discrepancy. Some good cars in the back with better tires.
Caution comes out before we get the white flag. We'll do it all again. It's overtime, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Time to settle it at the Charlotte Roval.
And Austin Green got a great start there.
Casgraw look at the inside.
Oh, a little bit of contact, not bad.
Zilich away with the lead. And watch the standings. They will continue to change.
Pretty clean so far. This turn. Oh, there's going to be turned around right here. The 54 makes contact. Oh, he can't get going right now. Fortunately, he got his teammate Brandon Jones right behind him.
Gray at +5, but he's sliding in the wrong direction. Allgaier goes by on the fresher tires. Gray now at +1 as they continue to scream by.
Oh,
look at Eckes diving in. Sanchez goes in there. There goes Alex LeBay around.
Bedenpool runs into him. Carson Kvapil narrowly avoided it.
This could bring out a caution. I don't know if 07 can get going right here.
Right now we stay green. Leaders coming through the chicane on the back straightaway. Look at that cut line. Sammy Smith. There's a three-way tie at the cut right now. Gray, Smith, and Kvapil. This is crazy.
Oh, Taylor Gray needs to get all he can right here and hope Jesse Love, you see him on his inside, doesn't get by him. He's going to have to race him hard.
And you've got a car sparking. That's Christian Eckes. Smoke. Oh, he's locking the rear tires here in the final chicane.
We've seen the white flag.
Oh,
next
Jesse
flag would end the race.
up.
Connor Zilich leading.
White flag. Nice.
I mean, look at that cut line. Kvapil +3, Sammy Smith +1, -1 for Taylor Gray. Sanchez only 9 out if things get really wild here for this group.
I think Gray's going to have enough speed to get back by the 2. Jesse's been better all day long.
He's just got to do anything he can to get back to him here, especially if you get to the final chicane within striking distance.
And there's the caution.
There's fluid down the back. Fluid exodus.
The race will be official when they come back around. Connor Zilich leading. Sammy Smith right now in the 3rd position, scored at +1. Just in front of him, Carson Kvapil at +3. Taylor Gray -1. But I want everybody to come back before we tell you officially who is advancing to the round of 8.
Both those guys got to be on the radio asking what's the current situation.
You think about Sammy Smith there. Thinks it's over.
Look at this. I mean, Austin Green drove up there, and I'm not sure if he's disputing where they were at the time of caution. We can go back and review it, but we've gotten confirmation from NASCAR. It was Connor Zilich out front at the time of caution. Here he is. Trophy number 10 for Connor Zilich comes at the Charlotte Roval.
How about Austin Green coming
Career
up second?
best.
Great job.
Unbelievable. Great job.
Career best for Austin Green, who won the ARCA race on the oval here in the spring.
Spectacular day for him.
He had a great restart there.
He did.
Restart.
Probably the best restart we've seen on the inside all day long.
Most competitive with Connor.
Yeah.
Sammy Smith finishes in the 3rd position. And as I look at our standings right now, we're showing a tie at the cut with Sammy Smith and the 54 of Taylor Gray. But some of that may have changed because he had the advantage when we saw the caution flag. Again, we got to review all of this to make everything official.
Sounded like a little dejection on the 54 radio. Maybe they're thinking the same as what we were right there.
Looks like Carson Kvapil is good at +2. He ends up 15th after coming down and getting those fresher tires and restarting outside the top 20. If it all works out and it is official and Sammy Smith does move on, think about the way the playoffs started. Engine problems early at Bristol. You got to come back, and he does. Great effort with a top 5 last week at Kansas, and he was a bulldog here today, fighting, scratching, clawing to keep himself in the game. The tire that goes down, the pit stop, the caution comes out. And right now it would appear he's in position, but still no official word from NASCAR who gets that 8th and final position. Got our eyes on the 8 of Sammy Smith and the 54 of Taylor Gray.
I can tell you reading the body language of these two guys, the 8 feels pretty good, the 54 does not, but as you mentioned, we got to wait till it's official from NASCAR to figure out the exact situation of all this.
And you mentioned Carson Kvapil getting to 15th. He got basically 4 positions on that restart. That was the difference maker for him.
Well, and here's the other thing I would say. We know it's a game of inches, and we also know that when the caution comes out on the final lap, it is the time of caution that determines running position. Now, so much we focus about the guy that's out front who's leading the race because that's the battle for the win. But in this situation, it can be a position, and every position is a point, and that's the difference in who moves on to the round of 8 and who is eliminated from the playoffs in 2025. Sammy Smith made that pit stop. When the caution came out, he was 21 points below the cut line.
I know there's been a lot of discussion over the whole season about playoffs and what's the right format. It's just hard not to love this system that you have right now, and the emotions, the excitement from these guys.
And it's hard to describe to people the pressure that young man to the left of the screen was under at points in this race, and how he had to just find another level performance. The pressure that team was under in this round after the engine issue at Bristol. And that's tough to replicate outside this format. And having experienced it, I felt like it was the most pressure I ever experienced in a race car.
11 career wins for Connor Zilisch. 6 of them on the road. Moves him to 2nd all-time behind A.J. Allmendinger. Just an incredible rookie season. His win total has reached double digits. They're going to have to start putting win stickers on the bumper. And with an exclamation point, the man that won the regular season title is on to the round of 8, and he'll be the #1 seed.
You better be careful right there, yeah.
And thanks for being patient with us, but we have still not received official word on who gets that 8th and final position, Sammy Smith or Taylor Gray.
Well, you see what it means. You look at Taylor Gray's face right there. See the stress, the worry of, am I in or am I not?
And you want some parallels about young, talented drivers. Yesterday, Corey Heim gets his 10th win of the season in the Truck Series. Today, it's Connor Zilisch. Here's Kim Kuhn.
Connor Zilisch enters the double-digit club. You said that was a goal, 10 wins on the season. But let's talk about that late race restart. Crew Chief Marty Lindley said the only way you were winning that race is to stay out. How did you keep the guys on newer tires away?
Enough people stayed out with me to give me a gap. So, man, thank you all for coming out, first of all. So much fun getting to race in my hometown. Junior Motorsports cars were so fast this weekend, and yeah, my WeatherTech Chevrolet was as fast as Xfinity Mobile all day long. First in practice, qualified on the pole, led a lot of laps, and came home with the win. So feels really good to get 10 double digits is pretty awesome for my first year in this series. So now we just got to go win a championship.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Connor Zilisch is a winner here at the Charlotte Roval.
He mentioned being able to win at Charlotte. It is a really special place. All these team guys obviously live here. A lot of the families come out from the teams. They don't get to go, with their family members each weekend. So it's a tremendously special place to be able to win at.
What's going through the minds of these three right now as they're just waiting confirmation? As NASCAR's working to make sure what the finishing order was.
I mentioned the Heim Zilisch situation. First time since 1974 that multiple drivers in the top 3 series of NASCAR have won 10 races. And we go to the playoff standings, and that's the story we've been telling you. Kvapil showing at +2, and a tie at the cut for Smith and Gray. And all of this is unofficial as NASCAR goes through their review process. Feel real comfortable, about Sam Mayer at +25. Love and Creed. I mean, I think everything's good there, even Kvapil. But I'm so hesitant to make any confirmations until we get word from NASCAR. When a caution comes out like that, in an overtime situation, you got cars scattered everywhere, and you want to allow NASCAR to go through their process, review the tape, and make sure we know exactly where things stand. We had given you there late the tiebreaker situation between Sammy Smith and Carson Kvapil. We now do it for Sammy and Taylor Gray, and this is an easy one. It would go to Sammy Smith because it's best finish in the round, and coming into the day he had it, and then that third place today would help deliver that for Sammy Smith. And look at the comeback. I mean, he's 37th at Bristol, 4th at Kansas, 3rd this afternoon. Just a great effort by Sammy. 24 points below the cut line after the engine failure in Bristol, Tennessee for driver 8.
Well, for the bad luck that he had at Bristol with the engine failure, all of that flipped today with having the tire issue. You could say bad luck from the lockups, but then they get on pit road. The caution falls within seconds of them getting on pit road. He's able to cycle to the front. I mean, as fortunate as Sammy was, obviously the frustration you see on the right-hand side of your screen for Taylor, who did not have a good car today, Parker, but he did a really good job managing the race and staying out of trouble and was going to be in a good position here.
They did everything they could on that 54 in terms of putting him in the right position, track position-wise, and obviously everything unfolded with the caution was unfortunate for them. But I also go back to Kansas for Sammy Smith and how that team responded to the devastation of what happened at Bristol and had put on an epic performance there, backed it up here today. I think this is, a very powerful moment for that 8 team and Sammy Smith, considering the performances that they've put these last 2 races.
I look at these 2 drivers in this situation, and I rewind a number of months back to Martinsville in the spring.
Yeah.
And they were the storyline there for different reasons. When Taylor Gray appeared to be maybe on his way to the victory, right? And then Sammy Smith had the contact, and we know the confrontation that followed. And now today they both sit and wait to see what their fate is in regard to the playoffs and trying to advance out of the round of 12.
Well, Taylor Gray would like to have those 5 points right now from Martinsville.
Just one of them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
A great effort by both these teams.
I can only imagine what the anxiety is like for those 2, because for us up here, what is it? Like, it's
palpable right now.
Well, as we sit here now, they're tied. And we know, and we have shown you, the tiebreaker goes to Sammy Smith. What's in question here and what NASCAR is looking at is the finish for Taylor Gray. Because right now, unofficially on our board, he shows 12th. But if NASCAR goes back and looks at this and says, wait a minute, at the time of caution, he was actually 11th, that means he gets 1 more point, and there's no longer a tie, and it's Gray that advances. Every position is a point, and we sell this, right? And I know at times fans are like, they're so dramatic. This is why it matters. And when you think of the history of the Xfinity Series and the playoffs and the margins advancing from the round of 12 to the round of 8, more often than not, the difference in that 8th and 9th position is less than 5 points. Today, it might be dead even, and we decide it on a tiebreaker.
Well, anytime. It'd be great. I'll tell you right now.
If you're Taylor Gray, you're just hoping this falls your way somehow.
Yeah,
like,
and
you're recounting everything you did. Where were you on track?
Sammy knows where he finished, right?
Yeah.
There's no doubt here. I feel like Taylor, you're just reading body language, like just looks dejected. Maybe there's just hope. You mentioned that's not a great plan.
It's just amazing how everything flipped there late in this race. Saw a slight celebration there.
I thought he knew something.
I was like,
we didn't.
Maybe we've got word, and I don't believe we do. No, I just go back to the situation for Sammy Smith and all they had done to put themselves in position and the flip of track position, and now you're on the outside looking in. Tire goes down, you make the pit stop, and we were unsure that the tire was going down. We just thought it was a gutsy call because this was their only path to be able to make it work and then pray for a caution. And just as he comes down and gets the service, we get the caution. And all of that is what made this possible for Sammy Smith, Phillip Bell, and everybody with that 18.
They hit the lottery in that one.
You know, here's the other thought on this. If it stays this way and it is Sammy Smith that advances, Junior Motorsports, all 4 of their cars into the round of 8, which is just remarkable.
Yeah, based on the way they've run this year, not surprised at all. I mean, they have been so good at every type of a racetrack that we've been to.
Well, Zilich's win today, that's number 17 for JRM. They've done it with 6 different drivers. I would say 6.5 because, Parker, we know how instrumental you were in helping. And I say that only how we rule it officially that Zilich was ruled the winner. But 17 wins. They go to 7-0 on the road courses this year as Junior Motorsports. And now we look and try to eavesdrop a little bit on what NASCAR is seeing.
It's taken so long. Doesn't seem
pretty
to me
clear.
Like there's really anything to decide right here. You see he's right behind Jesse Love, who they actually, it looks to me like they're scoring Love behind him right now. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I would say,
the
caution light is on there. I will remind you that's unofficial on the final lap. It's the timestamp, and you see the time of caution from race control, bottom of your screen.
But do you not agree? Like when we look at that, totally. Love's in front of him, and Love is actually scored behind him. So
unless that's how they cross the line somehow, sometimes as the caution comes out, some guys drive around you, but that's not actually where they finished when you come to the line. That's what I'm guessing.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, but I guess what I'm saying is that's the timestamp, and Jesse Love's in front of him. I don't understand.
The only other thing I could think is that they're trying to look at a little bit of maybe where Carson Kvapil was there because he was actually side by side with a couple cars.
Fair enough.
And the word we're getting from NASCAR is once the caution came out, Taylor Gray continued to advance his position.
Which makes sense based on what we see right there.
Absolutely. And so that's what NASCAR's sorting through, just to be certain where he was. Here's the time of caution, and even though it's unofficial, you can see the light is illuminated.
And Love's ahead of him at this point.
He's going to go up here and potentially pass Jesse Love.
There's good potential, I can tell you.
Yeah,
that he's going to pass
I think
him.
it's a possibility. And here it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm with you, Park. I can't believe that's what we're looking at. I mean, it's obvious the caution is out.
But as you said, even based on everything we see, our timing and scoring monitor is showing that Taylor Gray is in front of Jesse Love. We don't believe that's how it will end.
No.
But even if it does, the tiebreaker goes to Sammy Smith.
Right.
And so we would believe once you get that corrected, you put the 54 behind the 2. The insurance gets even greater at plus
goes a bit of
one at the cut line for Smith.
It makes me think they're looking more at Kvapil.
Yeah,
I just can't.
that's what
it's got to be more that they're looking at Kvapil because he passed all those cars on the last lap.
Well, and when we wrap this thing up, we had that shot of Kvapil, and there was some uncertainty there, it did appear, on where they stood with things. It is official. They've taken the position away from Taylor Gray, and we don't even need the tiebreaker. By 1 point, Sammy Smith is on to the round of 8. All 4 Junior Motorsports cars still alive. The wait is over. Here's Carla.
How brutal of a moment was that to wait for, Sammy?
I mean, yeah, it was a hard-fought day for sure. We brought speed. I'm very proud of our effort that we put in this week to be able to put ourselves in this position. We knew it was going to take a lot. So I'm very proud of everyone at JRM, everyone on my team. Phillip made a great call. The pit, obviously, it was a Hail Mary move, and it worked. So just thank you to Pilot, TMC.